It's a couple of days since the win at Newcastle. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really good about it. It just in terms of the fact that we've seen West Ham perform well this season. We haven't seen that for quite some time, have we? West Ham put in a really good performance. First time this season when you could actually say, yeah, there's something now to build upon. I actually did it in the preview, didn't I, for the Newcastle game? I remember saying, look, I can't find any evidence to be optimistic about the game because it's just been so poor all season. So it's just great now that we've actually got something to lean on and something to go, okay, look, you've now got a bit of a blueprint of what works. Let's now push on. So I'm really pleased. And obviously, Arsenal's going to be a massive test, of course, on Saturday. But it does feel like we're going to that game now with the pressure off a little bit and we can actually go and enjoy it. And I feel like pressure is actually going to be on Arsenal. But I'm not here to talk about Arsenal. Before we go into the video, though, if you're new to the channel, do click subscribe. It's free to do so. It honestly takes 2 seconds and it really does help us out. And also hit that like button as well, because again, that really does help the channel more than you know. So yeah, really do appreciate you doing that. Let's talk about new signings. Talk about the striker situation. Michail Antonio was immense against Newcastle. A fair few players were. It was one of them games, wasn't it, that it was hard to pick out a man of the match. I've got Jarrod Bowen that I thought was exceptionally good. By the way, just to quickly touch on Jarrod Bowen, Hammers Chat, I think it's on the Hammers Chat forum. I've done a video, Bonzo, today regarding Bowen. And look, we're good friends, okay? So I'm promoting their channel on this as well, just to say, go and check it out if you haven't done so. It's a really good review on Bowen, because what he highlights, Gonzo, was that the importance of Bowen and just how great his performance was, and basically him stepping up to the next level now. It does really feel like Bowen is just getting better and better. So yeah, do go and check that out, because it's something I want to talk about as well. Do you know what I mean, Jarrod Bowen? But I'm not going to talk about it in this video. But yes, do go check out Hammers Chat forum. Really worth a watch. So Michail Antonio, as I say, was immense against Newcastle. I mean, when he's in that mood and when he's that fresh, he's just a monster of a player. And I'll tell you what, he is one of them that when we are without him, you really notice it. And he's 34, isn't he now, Antonio? And you get that feeling now he hasn't got too much longer at this level, at this kind of consistency and being relied upon. So West Ham needs to get it sorted out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about anything new here. This is something that we've known for a long time. We've been far too reliant on Michail Antonio over the years. And don't get me wrong, I know he loves that. I know that, and he's done so well at West Ham. An amazing signing. I came from the Championship and a club legend, really. You know, I think we're talking, 10 years now? I think it'll be next year he's been at the club. It's remarkable stuff. It really is. I think it was, 2015, wasn't it, he came? So, yeah, 20 years. Sorry, 20 years. 10 years. You're now old. But I love the guy. I really do. And I know he can be frustrated at times, because you don't really, he is unpredictable. When he's in that mood, when he's up for it, and he causes all levels of problems. And I've been saying for so bloody long, like so many people have, this is something that a conversation amongst West Ham fans that's been going on for so long. Why don't we just try to find a player that can replace Antonio? So find someone with the same strength, same attributes, and go for them. I don't know why we never do that when we go to try and buy a striker. Sebastian Haller, 40 million quid, totally nothing like Antonio. Oh, we want to play a different way. It didn't work. So what do? We go and then spend 45 million, whatever it was, on Scamacca. Something like that, 35, whatever it was, 40 million, something like that. Another load of waste of money. In terms, not saying to go that he's a bad player, it just didn't fit. It doesn't work. And now we've gone and got Fulkrug. All right, let's have a go at the guy. I know he's injured, but, what we've seen of him, not like Antonio again. It doesn't work. We need someone that fits the mould. I think West Ham just needs to accept that. I don't know why we keep trying to deviate away and go, right, we need to get a striker in that's nothing like Antonio. I just never get it. And I know they're not easy to come across and come by, these players, but really all you're looking for is someone that's got the same attributes that you can pick out and say, yeah, fast, powerful, can hold the ball up, run the channels, and got an eye for goal. If you can tick those boxes, and then you've got something. And I feel like we might actually have that. We might have found it. Latte Lath, from Emmanuel Latte Lath from Middlesbrough. So he's a player that's been linked a fair bit recently. West Ham are scouting him. This has come from EXWHUEMPLOYEE. He's currently scouting him, and we consider him a key target, someone that West Ham are really serious about, actually. And we could be making a move for him. This is exactly the sort of player that we want. He's doing so well in the Championship. I mean, I've got his stats up here. I think he's got 7 goals already this season. 7 goals in 17 games. He's got 18 goals last season. And then in the Swiss Super League, he did 16 goals in that season. I mean, the last 3 years, he's banging in the goals. He really is. Wonderful player, Ivory Coast international, 25 years old. He really does fit the bill. He's a big guy. Well, he's not big in sort of tall, but he's a unit. You know what I mean? He's strong, can hold up the ball well. 25, as I say. What's he? 5'10". So he's big enough. I just really feel like this is exactly the sort of player we should be going for. Now, I don't want this to be a video that's going to disrespect Middlesbrough I understand, obviously, they're in the playoffs at the moment. I think they're sixth at the moment in the Championship, obviously under Michael Carrick, a former West Ham player, linked with the West Ham job as well a fair bit recently. I'm not talking about manager stuff at all. I want to try and avoid that at the moment. But this is one of those that when I read about it, I mean, I've watched a little bit of the Championship this season, and I've watched a little bit of Middlesbrough as well. He's a player that I really admire. I look at and think this is exactly the type of player West Ham should be going for. It ticks so many boxes. I say, even disregarding the attributes, the fact that he fits the mould of Michail Antonio. So you go, okay, this is exactly what. So basically, what I'm saying is you can alternate these players. You're then going to always have that fit striker that's ready for these games, and it's kind of a no-brainer for me. It really is. I never understand why we deviate away from it. But then you look at also this player, considering I just said about his age, his build, everything. But he's playing the Championship for 2 years, knows England. Do you know what I mean? And he's been up the north of England where the weather's very cold and can be very tough at the winter. Do you know what I mean? Guy from Ivory Coast coming over. It's not easy. It's not easy, these things, you know. And the fact is he's settled there. He's done very well. No doubt, hungry, wants to get promoted with Middlesbrough, no doubt, this season. So he wants Premier League football. We've got the attraction of Premier League football. We've got the stadium. We've got London. It will be an attractive move for him. For me, it's a no-brainer. It really is. And this would excite me a lot more than West Ham going out and spending, say, another 20 million extra on top of what we'd spend on him for someone from Italy and say, yeah, he's banging the goals in Italy. Because I'm always dubious of that. Because we always seem to bring these players in, as I say, one, don't fit our system, and two, they've then got to settle into the league. Are they happy? Look at Fulkrug. You know what I mean? We've got him in from Germany. He don't want to be here now. He wants to go back to Germany. It's a total mess. With a player like Latte Lath, you're looking at him and thinking, well, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get someone that's settled. Who can come to London. And I've been in England a couple of years. I'm all right here. You know what I mean? I'm more excited by this than a lot of other players we get linked to. I really am, because I just feel like it's so obvious. I mean, I'd like to know your thoughts on it, see what you feel, and let me know, because I do obviously want to get a bit of a conversation going around the player. But yes, EXWHUEMPLOYEE employee anyways provided an update on the situation. I'm just going to put it up now. He has said the club are looking at players domestically, particularly in the Championship, with Emmanuel Latte Lath of Middlesbrough understood to be a player who has caught the eye. Quite rightly, what Exa said as well, quite rightly, this should have happened already. The club are looking for players with similar strengths as Michail Antonio, as we need to now look for his long-term successor. Latte Lath is someone who is strong, powerful, can run the channels and score goals. It makes perfect sense for the club to explore this. Interestingly, he's linked some other players as well to this. Romain Mundell and Mayenda, both at Sunderland, and Matteo Joseph of Leeds United. One thing really got to stress in this video, though, is that although West Ham are looking at options and looking possibly to make additions in January, things are limited. West Ham, we're not the best, are we, when it comes to January transfer window? We really are not. So I'm not expecting West Ham to be forking out lots of money to make big transfers in January. It's unlikely. So I think this is more of a summer one, which I think's a risk, personally. If I'm West Ham, I would be pushing to get a deal done in January, possibly even on the basis, even if it's a case of getting a deal done, but then he stays at Middlesbrough for the rest of the season, and then we get him in the summer. The only reason I say that is because if Middlesbrough do get promoted, bearing in mind they are in the playoffs, then that deal goes. It's very unlikely you're going to be able to get a player out of the club when they've just been promoted. They're not going to have that much appetite to go. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it makes it harder. So that would be my thought on it. Because I don't want to pass this up. I feel like we've done this quite a few times. You remember, is it Gamira's from... Wasn't it, went to Coventry, Sporting? I look at these players that we could have got, and we've reluctantly not gone for it, and then they've gone off and done brilliantly. And that's it. It's too late, because you only get one opportunity, I find, with these players. If he comes up to the Premier League, starts banging goals, and you have a lot of competition, very hard. And he's probably got a lot of competition anyway. I don't know enough about that in terms of other clubs that are interested. But the fact he's banging goals in, as I say, what was it? 13 goals last season, was it? Let me just pull that up now. His stats, yeah, sorry, 18 goals last season. 18 goals in the Championship. I mean, that's a good return, you know. In 36 games he featured as well. 18 goals is really good. And also say 7 already this season out of 17 appearances is very impressive from him. So for me, this is an absolute no-brainer. I want to see happen. I want to finally see us sort this bloody striker situation out. Get a striker that works for West Ham. Stop trying to get a striker that's doing well elsewhere, but it's a big risk. I'm not sure they're going to fit into our style of play. You know the style that works. We know the attributes of the player that works. We've got it. The model is there. It's evident. It's obvious. I don't know why we keep trying to deviate away from it and try and get someone in of a different style. We've tried it now countless times and it doesn't work. And it's costing us West Ham a lot of money. So, yeah, I really hope this one pulls off. Yes, there we have it. We're going to have a preview of the Arsenal game on Friday, which I'm looking forward to a lot, actually. And it's funny, isn't it, what a win does to you? And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here popping champagne and walking around going, that's it. It's going to be an amazing season. I'm not going down that path, but it's nice, isn't it, to have actually enjoy a bit of football, see a performance and enjoy it. But going into a game like Arsenal, don't get me wrong, I know that we are massively the underdogs for this game. It's going to be a huge test. And if West Ham get anything out of the game, it'll be fantastic. A point would be a very, very good result. So there's no delusion there. Arsenal are a superior side to us. We know that. But we beat them twice last season. And the fact is now we've got that win. We've got that big win. And it wasn't just a scrappy win, was it? It wasn't like we just, we defended like hell for 90 minutes and managed to get a corner and nick the game. This was a convincing win against a very good side. So away from home on a Monday night, up north, not easy at all. So I'm certainly feeling a little bit more hopeful. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing the preview. And Latte Love, here we go. A bit of love for the Latte Love.